Greetings, programs! Welcome to the Rune Space. More than a few times on this channel, I have attempted various random character generator challenges with mild success. I've done more in the past away from YouTube, and they, after some trial and error, all turned out okay. Only when I hit record or intend something to be for a video do I run in either impossible combos that make no damn sense, or just regular humans with weird clothes. Is the risk you take when deciding to roll the dice. Speaking of, always double check the actual randomness of a number generator before starting. Since the base I was using used the 1 to 15 range, I tried to use Google's random number generator, and this random program kept giving me 13. Not every time, but just enough to make me suspicious. Whatever, just use a different program. I did. 13 prevailed! It's a 1 out of 15 chance of rolling, and it popped up 5 times. That is 1/3 of the time. What are the odds? Am I gonna start a feud with the number now? Even when I switched to regular dice, that bitch kept giving me 10! Et tu, Brute! Et tu? Anyway, I decided to use the D20, re-rolling if the number was above 15. Now, this might be cheating, but for some of the columns like accessories, feelings, and extra, I rolled my D4 to dictate how many of each added feature they would get. This was just to give the character a little more variety, more pizzazz. This ended up kicking me in the teeth, as the first character we rolled was a regular human clown girl with a lot of pizzazz that gives Mean Girl vibes, and this is what I came up with. Well, she's definitely not the first thing I'd gravitate towards when designing characters. A good warm-up, at least. This is also an example why research is so important. I mean, sure, I can just say she's a clown because she's wearing makeup and a funny hat, but she looks more like a ballerina than a spring clown with a food motif and fangs. I do like her base design, though. There is something there that could be turned into a solid character, but not today. I'll post her stats on the community tab if y'all want to take a crack at her. Not a contest or anything, just doing the dumb for fun.
He said it! He said it!
Be sure to tag me at RuneSpace with the hashtag #RandomClownGlitter and show me what you came up with. Now, I could end it here. It would be a reminder to everyone, and myself, that not every project you start is gonna work out. But I start these kinds of projects to prove that I can make it work. To show off what I can really do. Reroll! This go-around gave me a little more to work with. An animal hybrid with straight hair, wearing an eye patch, fancy nails, and some sort of bag. They are shy and kind, with an air of mystery about them, bolstered by a red tone color palette. I will be putting the skin tone in air quotes, being an animal hybrid. It's a nice caramel tone. They're short and chubby with a Lolita aesthetic. Fuck! I just can't get away from these damn ruffles! Their extras were companion and water. We'll go back to this one with the unique feature of heterochromia. Well, that'll be quite the useless detail since he's wearing an eye patch already. We'll just give him 2 eye colors and call it a day. Once you have all your stats picked out, the next step is to just sit there and stare at it until something clicks. Half the reason why it takes me 2 weeks to make these videos is because I'm either stuck on the script and nothing is sounding right, or I'm stuck on the art and it's not coming together. This time it was both. Not only was it difficult to hammer out a script before I even knew what the final art piece was gonna look like, but I also just couldn't wrap my head around the idea of a Lolita fashion. I mean, on paper, the design choice is simple. A shy animal hybrid Lolita theme with heterochromia? Sure, just draw a cat girl in a maid outfit with a lacy eye patch. That totally doesn't scream early 2000s DeviantArt weeaboo whatevers. These challenges are supposed to help with art block, not cause it. I guess the reason why these challenges are so, challenging is because I always start them with the intention of adding the new character to one of my stories. However, all of my stories have very particular design rules and in-depth world building. Dropping in a random OC would offset the whole balance of their ecosystem. Most of my stories are focused on humans, griffins, and vampires anyway. So rather than just ditching the project and banishing it to the ether of forgotten save files, I remembered there is one place where this little guy would fit. An old dumping ground of miscellaneous misfit designs I've amassed over the years. A series that was entirely started because I couldn't bring myself to just scrap the unused. It'll take a lot of consideration and preparations. Jim, my boy, soon we'll be off to the spaceport. Ah yes, Cosmic Castaways, pending title. I've mentioned it on the channel before, but for any newbies here, Cosmic Castaways, pending title, is, or will be, an animated series about space pirates, treasure planet style. But instead of aliens, there are elves, fairies, dwarves, dragons, and a few others. I shouldn't be surprised I ended up putting him here. Most of the characters in this series started off as abandoned adoptables, or were randomly generated. Honestly, I could make a whole series talking about each of them, but for today, before I had officially decided to add this new OC, the mental image I was getting of a short, animal-like creature with straight hair and an orangish color palette made me think of the Mystics from Dark Crystal. A character inspired by the Dark Crystal. Yeah, I totally don't have a few of those already in this series. Both of which happen to be dragons. Now, in the world of Cosmic Castaways, it would be technically derogatory to refer to dragons or half-dragons as animals because they are fully sentient creatures, but I could add that to his lore. He's not a full dragon. He's not nearly tall enough, and dragons don't typically have ears in my world. Most people aren't sure if he even is part dragon, but he's never corrected anyone, so it's the prevailing theory. For his accessories, I decided that the nails aspect would be claw caps. They're usually some sort of metal jewelry that either hide or reinforce the claws of the wearer for no real reason other than they look cool and I can't draw hands. Being shy and kind is pretty much par for the course. They do go hand in hand. But the mysterious addition will be really fun to play around with. No one knows what he is, where he came from, and he's not saying. Is it because he doesn't want to say, or does he even know those answers? Is it all a cover-up for the writer to tease out an interesting backstory until the last minute because they couldn't make a decision out of fear of commitment? Life is full of mysteries. Consider this one of them. For his color palette of silver, orange, red, and an extremely dark, almost black green, I decided to make that one more red for cohesion. When I rolled this caramel color for his skin tone, the idea just came to me of adding the silver to his fur, making him look older and explaining the mystic imagery. In his original sketch, I gave him a receding hairline to show his age more, but for some reason, in the recording, I gave him bangs. This, with the shorts and the t-shirts I put him in, did not work at all for the age I wanted him to be. Now, an old man can still have bangs, but it just wasn't meshing well with the image I had of him and that outfit. That outfit has to go. After hours of research and many failed attempts, I can still confidently say, hell nah. Fundamentally, there is nothing wrong with Lolita fashion. If you want to dress yourself up to look like a porcelain doll, you go right ahead. But don't ask me to draw you. Ruffles and layers, ugh. Ruffles can go to hell. And frilly laces can go to hell.
And you can go to hell too. I wouldn't want you to feel left out.
Female presenting Lolita is hard enough. Male presenting Lolita looks rather boyish, for lack of a better term. I think that's what tripped me up the first time sketching this little guy. The short sleeves and pants looked so childish. And that's the whole point. Lolita is all about poofy skirts and looking cute. So for this character, I will be using Lolita in the loosest of terms as a starting point for a fancy dress suit. I had considered momentarily making him upper class, but with his mixed and unknown heritage, it would be rather uncouth for him to be even seen as such by the other races. Don't worry, guys. Character development. After I finally got over the aesthetics hurdle, no, I didn't just give up, I could address the rest of him. In the extras column, he got companion and water. What in the hell? Do I gotta design a little friend for him now? Sure, I've already failed at 2 designs for this video, what's one more? Luckily, I have a reading dysfunction and read it straight down as companion of water. Specifically, rainwater. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to meet Ms. Rainwater, the Dragon Ambassador of Avalon. Without getting too much into the lore of Avalon and its standing in the world of cosmic castaways, we would literally be here all day. The gist is, Avalon is a floating island paradise in the center point of all 7 galaxies. A place where all races can work out their differences peacefully. It's a port of call, home away from home. Basically Babylon 5, but named it after the final resting place of King Arthur for reasons. Putting our little guy, I still haven't named him, at Avalon would explain his state of dress and connection to rainwater. However, he wouldn't be her attaché or assistant, given her current political standing and public opinion of her. Long story. No fellow dragon would want to work with her. So they're probably just friends while he works at Avalon as like a butler or something. Back in the early sketching phase, I gave him these adorable droopy ears to exaggerate his silhouette. And when I was coloring him, I started to notice something. Big ears, fancy coat, red and white colors, with mystery surrounding him. Is he the White Rabbit? If I were to follow the White Rabbit, it would lead to his character scurrying around everywhere, being late for things, and or leading other characters down deeper into a world of mystery and wonder. And I'm not sure I want to do that. I do have a plan for his story. He does have a history, but it's a secret, it's spoilers. But for the main part of the story, as in his role in the overall plot, he could serve as the gateway to the deeper mysteries of Avalon. Perhaps. If there is a specific aspect of a character's history/role, their design should and must reflect said aspect. If you add an element to a character's design and do nothing with it, all you've done is made a false, empty promise to your audience and now they're pissed off. Think of the theorists and the prediction channels. Whatever shall they do in the face of inconsistent design language?
The horror! The horror!
Speaking of design language, I was struggling. I was stressing with this 3rd attempt. I had hoped to get at least a base sketch done for the video, but guys, it's just, I'm trying, man. I tried breaking down what I needed the character to be and listing out some similarities to other fictional characters for side comparisons, and I still have no idea. I've been at this for almost 3 weeks, and this script is already 5 pages long, so I might just have to throw in the towel at this point. Now, I'm not giving up, I'm just letting the project rest for a bit so I can come back later with fresh eyes. You gotta let the dough rise before it can become bread. I don't know where the food analogy came from. Ending on a positive note, these character generator challenges are a treasure trove of possibilities, and can, in some cases, help you get yourself out of an artistic slump. I may not have finished an official design for this brand new character, but at least I have a base skeleton to work from once I've developed the story a little bit more. I would have never have thought to consider giving Avalon actual workers to maintain their status as neutral territory for the ambassadors to discuss political agendas. But now I have, and the doorway's wide open. My problem is I just take everything too seriously and always go for the completionist route, which is probably why I don't play video games all that often. Well, that's all for this week. Be sure to like, comment what you think I should have done, and subscribe to stay tuned. Something about a Ko-fi link, and we will meet again in the stars. Space out!